Can you think of any 16th century artists? Do you love artists and the arts? Explain La Pieta. Welcome to Art and Beyond, the one-stop channel for information all about art. To get these questions answered, watch the full video and then share and subscribe to our channel for more similar content. Also, if you want updates, just tap that notification bell. The Italian sculptor, painter, architect, and poet Michelangelo di Lodovico Buonarroti Simoni, usually known as simply Michelangelo or Michelangelo, belonged to the High Renaissance movement. He was alive from March 6th of 1475 through February 18th of 1564. He spent his early years in Caprice in Italy. His painting, which emerged in the Republic of Florence, was influenced by classical antiquity and significantly influenced Western art. With the vast number of letters, sketches, and diaries that have remained, Michelangelo is one of the best documented painters of the 16th century. Michelangelo had 4 brothers and a magistrate for a father. His mother also kept an eye on the kids whilst at home. She did, however, get sick when Michelangelo was a baby. In the end, Michelangelo needed a wet nurse. He eventually moved in with a family of stonecutters as a result. It's noteworthy that Michelangelo allegedly admitted to drinking from the hammer and chisel because of the moist nature of the stonecutter. Well, I'm still trying to figure out that one. But did you know that Michelangelo disliked being called a painter? He would probably take offense if you originally referred to him as a painter instead of a sculptor. His family hated art and thought he was an embarrassment. There was no question that art was not a profession for men, contrary to a popular assumption at the time. Once Michelangelo established himself as an artist, he loved reminding everyone back home. For you to know who he was, he also signed his letters Michelangelo, Sculptor in Rome. After realizing his son had some artistic aptitude, Michelangelo's father advised him to look for an apprenticeship to learn more about art. Before moving on to a Medici family, an affluent, powerful, and elite family in Florence, he began his study in a painter's studio. He benefits specifically as a result of his work with his family. One of them was the chance to look at the deceased individuals at the church who were waiting to be buried. This fueled his interest in human anatomy. Unfortunately, the unpleasantness and stench of the situation started to make him feel sick. Enough was enough. It was evident that Michelangelo had a black belt in sculpture when he was only 25 years old, just a few short years later. It is still impossible to match Michelangelo's ability to create an entire sculpture from a single marble block. About an angel sculpture he started, he claimed that he saw the angel within the stone and chiseled it until he freed the angel. He was famous for his ability to bring the stone to life. He was regarded as one of the greatest artists and had a powerfully temperamental personality. As the French invasion ended in 1491, Michelangelo returned to Florence. He then worked on 2 sculptures, Saint John the Baptist and a Cupid. Under the guise of an ancient object, he sold the Cupid to Cardinal Riario of San Giorgio. Even after learning the truth, the cardinal was so moved by Michelangelo's talents that he hired him for a job. For this order, he made a sculpture of Bacchus. However, the cardinal did not appreciate the painting because he believed it was politically foolish to be associated with a pagan nude figure. Michelangelo was so incensed at being refused that he gave his biographer instructions to say that the commission came from his banker, Jacopo Galli, and not the cardinal. Aggression is at its peak. He later returned to Rome. When he moved to Rome, a cardinal of the Catholic Church handed him a commission for a sculpture. Michelangelo made the highly arrogant claim that it would be the most exquisite marble work Rome had ever seen at the time. A little arrogant, don't you think? Have you ever seen anything like this sculpture? Well, it is known as La Pieta. Michelangelo created this with just 1 marble stone. He completed this 6-foot square sculpture in 1 year, which astounds me. Do you know what the title refers to? Given that the emphasis is on Christ and his mother, Mary, it makes sense that Pieta relates to pity or compassion. What makes this sculpture so beautiful in light of this? Details can be found by paying particular attention to the body's folds, ribs, and muscles. The amount of movement these features offered made them exceedingly challenging to sculpt. As a result, many pilgrims would travel to Rome specifically to view this art. I'm glad to know that you're still intrigued so far. Before we continue the video, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the like button. Also, enable the bell icon for more videos just like this one. As Michelangelo returned to Rome, he found out about a sculpture that 2 other artists have given up on because it was too difficult. He takes charge of the circumstance with La Pieta encouragement. He had no idea that this would become his best-known composition. The project started in 1501 and was finished in 1504. The Guild of Wool commissioned Michelangelo to complete a task that Agostino de Duccio had begun 4 decades ago. This is how the work came to be. The finished product of this assignment was a statue of the biblical hero David in a nude state. Florence quickly gained admiration for the magnificent David. When Michelangelo finished building it, they even gave it the gigantic moniker. The rivalry among budding artists was at its peak during this period, as Leonardo da Vinci was also growing in popularity. Piero Soderini, a prominent public worker connected to the mayor during this time, gave both of them the assignment to paint 2 opposite walls of the Salone del Cinquecento in the Palazzo Vecchio. Michelangelo painted the Battle of Cassina, whereas Leonardo da Vinci depicted the War of Anghiari. Both of these paintings still need to be finished and both are now lost. The reconstruction of the Palazzo destroyed Leonardo's artwork. When Pope Julius II learned of Michelangelo's popularity, he quickly ordered him to stop working. Given that all that Michelangelo wanted to do was sculpt, designing the Pope's tomb was a huge honor for him. Michelangelo could hardly wait to begin. He starts by assembling a team, laying the essential foundational bricks, and developing his idea. The Pope raises money for repairs to the dilapidated St. Peter's Basilica. He wants Rome rebuilt. He finds the Pope to be rather annoying. He fled for Florence after refusing to pay Michelangelo back for the stone that he bought. But the Pope soon approached him again, asking Michelangelo to paint the Sistine Chapel. And Michelangelo was not happy with this request, as you probably could have predicted. When the Pope asked him, he said he was only interested in working on the tomb, not the painting. There was a reason why the Pope asked Michelangelo to create the portrait. No artist at the time was willing to complete the work. This wasn't just about painting either. Also, the chapel itself is involved in this. I'll give you a quick brief. Due to its construction following the same biblical measurements as the Temple of Solomon, the Sistine Chapel was fortified when erected in 1477. Also, they built specialized openings for pouring hot oil through. 10-foot thick walls at the base have arrow slits around them. Fixing the ceiling and walls was necessary. The Pope put Michelangelo under strain by requesting that he complete the Sistine Chapel painting before moving on to the tomb. He agrees grudgingly. It is thought that out of jealousy, Bramante, the architect rebuilding the Saint Basilica, persuaded the Pope that Michelangelo was the right person for the Sistine Chapel project. Since he did not enjoy painting, he thought that Michelangelo would need more time to complete the task, which would bring Michelangelo's reputation in disrepute. Michelangelo was allowed to do the assignment alone, except for one assistant who helped him mix paint, and it was, in fact, an arduous undertaking for him. Yet Michelangelo disproved Bramante's assertion by finishing the piece after 4 years of difficult labor. This painting was once considered a masterwork of Western art and has remained so ever since. So what did you think about the video? Do you want to know more videos like these? Well, let us know down in the comment section below. Thank you once again for joining us. Make sure to tap that like button and the subscribe button as well as the bell icon for more videos like these, and we'll see you in our next video.